Senator Byron Dorgan has been a longtime champion for outreach and legislation on sudden cardiac arrest and heart issues. And for him, it's more than just work, it's personal. Under the law, the new warning labels will cover half of the front and back of cigarette packages. While many Stewart and Colbert fans consider themselves to be liberal-leaning, rally participants included many conservatives who said they appreciate the moderate views of the comedians. And we'll take a look at a hip-hop dance trend unique to the Chicago area. Stay tuned. Staff members say Sampson is here for the residents. But they're here for him too. Over 100 volunteers will put the kids' design into action. Cranshaw says 40 years ago, Englewood was a flourishing community. The healthy menu offered by the program is particularly important to the seniors of Austin, a community that is considered to be a food desert. The CDC has partnered with the YMCA to host the National Diabetes Prevention Program and NASA's larger national effort to inspire students to enter careers in the fields of math and science. Art advocates explain how this new window dressing is clothing the community. With over 3 million living disabled veterans in the U.S. and thousands more expected to return from Iraq and Afghanistan, the construction of this memorial will ensure that their sacrifice, struggles, and service will not be forgotten.
Our Washington correspondent Kelly Doherty has the story.
Done a lot more intense things than lunchtime soccer, and it happened then, so I feel really blessed to be here.
30-year-old Brian Buck suffered a sudden cardiac arrest while playing soccer. He survived thanks to quick medical attention.
Though we actually applied shock, after that I started CPR right away. We went through about 4 rounds of CPR and breaths until we were able to get a pulse back, which I will never forget that moment. I was like, yes, we got it.
In hopes of more positive stories like Brian's, advocates gathered on Capitol Hill to use the 50th anniversary of CPR to call for congressional support and more research funding and training programs.
Over 295,000 Americans die every year because of sudden cardiac arrest.
Experts say treatment requires immediate response and training in CPR and defibrillator use.
I think only 8% of people survive cardiac arrest, and I think a lot of that is because people aren't properly trained or don't have the right equipment.
Sudden cardiac arrest is not a heart attack. It's an unexpected electrical malfunction that stops the heart. CPR and an electrical shock from a defibrillator can restart the heart and restore it to a normal rhythm. For each minute a victim goes without emergency response, chances of survival decrease by 10%. Senator Byron Dorgan has been a longtime champion for outreach and legislation on sudden cardiac arrest and heart issues. And for him, it's more than just work, it's personal.
Long ago, I lost a beautiful young daughter to heart disease, and it was one of those things that profoundly impacts your life when you lose a child, and I became very involved as a result of that.
Dorgan co-sponsored the event, one step in a larger fight against sudden cardiac arrest, especially in North Dakota, where it contributes to the leading cause of death, cardiovascular diseases.
The whole area of heart and stroke is such a serious medical challenge in this country, and in North Dakota we rank 13th and 14th in cardiovascular deaths and stroke.
Legislation currently before the U.S. Senate would provide funding for CPR and defibrillator training in schools in hopes of saving more lives. From Washington, Kelly Doherty, Fox News. Veterans, politicians, and even some celebrities gathered in Washington Wednesday for the groundbreaking of the American Veterans Disabled for Life Memorial to honor those veterans who are living with the lasting effects of war.
It's a long overdue recognition of our nation's disabled veterans for their service and their sacrifice.
The idea for the memorial came from Lois Pope, a former Broadway actress who said she felt compelled to help disabled veterans after performing for a group of them at New York's Rusk Institute.
I had a song prepared to sing called Somewhere, and it's a song from West Side Story, popular show at that time. And there's one line from that song that says, "Hold my hand and I'll take you there." And at that moment, I happened to look down on a man on a gurney. He had no hands and no arms for me to hold.
Gary Sinise, known for his role as disabled Vietnam veteran Lieutenant Dan in the film Forrest Gump, has been involved with disabled veterans issues for many years and is the memorial's spokesperson.
And if they're going to do that and they're going to get hurt and banged up, we need to show them that isn't taken for granted, what they do for us.
With over 3 million living disabled veterans in the U.S. and thousands more expected to return from Iraq and Afghanistan, the construction of this memorial will ensure that their sacrifice, struggles, and service will not be forgotten. And veterans say to them it's more than just a monument.
It's a story of America saying we will never forget our disabled veterans, the sacrifices they make, having to live with disabilities for the rest of our lives. That is why it's so special day for us.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says the flame to be incorporated in the memorial is especially symbolic.
In the name of all veterans, past, present, and future, we break ground today to ensure that time does not dim the glory of their deeds, that time holds these deeds in the highest esteem, that flame at the center of the memorial, the flame of their deeds, burns eternal.
Reporting for the Military Times, I'm Kelly Doherty.